All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we've got a pretty quick video. This video is really for those that are having some sort of fueling issues. So if you guys have actually seen some of my previous videos, we just recently installed the LSD in the F10. We're trying to get some miles, trying to get a couple hundred miles on that LSD before I go out there and give you guys some videos of it really ripping. And mainly that's just because when I did the LSD install, I also installed some new bearings inside the differential. So I want to just make sure we get those worn in really well. In this video, we're dealing with some issues on my high pressure side. I believe my high pressure fuel pump is okay. From what I can see, it looks like this actually may be an issue with the rail pressure sensor. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna jump into a quick swap of that rail pressure sensor. But while we're in the middle of doing this, I had a really cool tool that came in and I want to show you guys how that functions as well too. So let's turn the camera around and jump right into that. Okay, so we've got the hood up. But first of all, we're going to jump into a new Bosch sensor. So this is a new rail pressure sensor. We're just going to open this up. If you guys actually need that, you can kind of see that part number right there on the box. I will also put this a link to this in the video description. But yep, this little bad boy here, we're going to get this swapped out. So if you guys don't know, your rail pressure sensor is actually on the back side of your fuel rail. This is it right here. So basically, you're just going to reach in here. I don't know if I can do this from here, but so I can, yeah. I don't think I'm going to be able to get that right now. So what I'll do is I'll show that to you here in just a minute. We'll get that disconnected and then we'll go ahead and pull that sensor out. I will need to do a slight repair to that harness too, and I'll see if I can show you guys that as well too. I actually had a company called Teslong reach out to me. They actually provide articulating borescopes. So this model is the TD450S. So I'm really excited. I've actually never used a borescope. So we're gonna pop this bad boy open, and what I would like to do here is the first thing I thought about was actually taking a look at some of the cylinder walls that we have here on the F10. So what I'll do real quick, we're gonna first jump into the replacement of the fuel sensor, and then we'll jump in here and we can see if we can get some fun video using our borescope. Okay, guys. So I was able to go ahead and get this connector off the fuel rail disconnected. What you can see here is there's a little lever that's on the back side that you have to depress. So that one here, that was kind of giving me the issue, is just being able to press that in, getting it to release and then pulling it off. But our fuel sensor, again, is located right back here. I'm trying to remember, I cannot remember exactly the size that I need here. So what I'm going to do, we'll use our new sensor. Okay, we'll take a look there. Okay, yeah, let me go get one of my wrenches. We'll figure out what size that is. We'll get that on the back of that fuel rail. The car has not ran in a little over a day and a half, maybe 2 days. So we should be really low on pressure. So we'll see if we can get that off with, of course, making the least amount of mess as possible. So just a moment. It's been a little while since I've had to do this. I think this sensor that I have has been in for at least 25,000 miles or more. In my opinion, it's a little rare for the sensor to fail that quickly, but yet here we are. So because I actually have the additional fuel rail, as you guys see, I've had to do a little bit of work off camera. I went ahead and unbolted the fuel rail so that I could back it up because I could not get my wrench on the fuel sensor. So now that I actually have a little bit of room there, I'm using just a little small stubby, just open end, just adjustable wrench. That allowed me to get in here and to actually break this loose. So now it's actually able to spin and I can actually get that removed. So it's, again, with this fuel setup that I have, of course, with the intake, the fuel rail, the port injection, it's just a little extra step. But now I'm able to get to that. So I'm going to go ahead now, finish loosening this up. See if I can get it to unbolt all the way. And then what we'll do here is I'm going to go ahead and swap them out. The other piece that I'm going to have to do here, and I'll show you guys this here in just a moment, is the wiring harness. I can see where it was tapped originally, and there's that sensor there. Again, doesn't seem like it's in, horrible shape or anything. But I will say that, of course, I buy a lot of these parts for FCP Euro. So we're just actually going to do a warranty exchange since they offer a lifetime warranty. We're now going to go ahead and install the new sensor, just basically reversing that step, and then I will show you guys what I need to do on the wiring harness. So I'll be back with you guys here in just a moment. So we now have our fuel rail securely back in place. Onto our harness. So what you can see here is this is where this had been tapped previously. Okay, sorry, it's hard to do with one hand here. But what we're gonna try to do here is I'm gonna try to see if I can pull this back here. And we can see, once we do that, if we can look down there, you can see where these wires have been cut back a little bit. Nothing crazy, but that has given me issues in the past. So what I'm going to do, I found a little thing that I was not aware of, and that's what we call here, it's liquid electrical tape. So I'm actually going to clean up that connection. We'll put some of this liquid electrical tape on there, just kind of patch that up, and we're gonna call that good. But let's get on over here. We're gonna take a look at cylinder 1. So if you guys give me just a moment, I'll be right back. We're gonna take out this ignition coil and the spark plug, and we're gonna take a look at that. We're gonna get to have some fun now with this new borescope. So this thing is really cool, guys. This of course has a 5-foot flexible cable. I believe this is about an 8.5 millimeter as far as the opening on this, this light. It's flexible. We're going to go ahead and power this unit on. So I believe it's got about a 4.5-inch screen. The really cool thing about this, as you guys can see if you're looking here at the camera, I have a little thumb control that I can adjust the telescope with. So you see that? That is super cool. Not only that, but this device has a little trigger on the back side of this camera. It actually allows me to record as well. If I hit the M button here, which switches it, if you can see that screen there at the very top left-hand corner, that's a little video recorder or pictures. So you can see that, and then there's the camera. So I'm actually gonna use a recording here, and I'm gonna see it. There we go, we're doing a recording. So we're gonna see if we can't get down here in the cylinder. So there we go. All right, look at there. So now we're right there on top of our piston. I can now start actuating this to kind of look around. Wow. So I can see, there you go. You can see the crosshatch there on the cylinder. Man, that cylinder wall actually looks pretty good. Like, keep in mind, guys, this car has about 180,000 miles, and I'm still seeing the crosshatching there on the cylinder wall. So that's definitely something that we feel as a positive there. See if I'm going to kind of articulate this a little bit more. There we go. You can see there's that crosshatch there on both sides. You can see the crosshatch there. So that's really nice. Looks like a little bit of, probably have a little bit of that E85 that fell down here when we were removing the fuel pressure sensor. But that is super cool. Yeah, this is definitely something that I will be using. So definitely something, anybody that's actually doing diagnostics around the house, this is definitely something that I highly recommend. I'm going to put a link in the video description so you guys can go out there and check out the website and see what other items they have for you. But this is really, really cool. And had to do it off camera just because I can't, can only do so well with recording. But I use my little liquid electrical tape here. If you guys can see that right there on my cable here. I just basically have that setting right now. It usually, I think they say it's typically good for it to sit for about up to 24 hours to really, make sure that it's cured properly. But I think that that'll give us a lot better protection on that connector. I've already got my spark plug back in, as well as the ignition coil. I will probably pull the remainder of these spark plugs and ignition coils, go through and do some recording on those. I'm definitely going to be using this tool for the foreseeable future. This is super cool. But I don't want to bore you guys with that. I will think we're going to end the video here. Well, that's it, guys. I just want to give you guys a quick video, little update on the car. We're trying to work through some of these fueling issues, but once that's done, we're going to be ready to get you guys some new videos showing off the new LSD. And then if you guys haven't seen, you can check out my YouTube shorts. I've got another surprise coming, which is a new set of wheels that are being custom built on Alibaba. They have actually already shipped, so I should hopefully have those in a couple of weeks. And I'll be back with you guys for a video of that. One more thing I want to say, shout out to Teslong for sending out this new borescope. This is definitely a tool that you guys need to have in your arsenal. So if any of you guys are looking for a borescope, or if you want to check out some of the things that they offer, I'm going to put a link to their site in the video description. Guys, go out there, make sure you check it out. I really like this unit here, especially with the recording feature. I think I'm going to be using this a lot, so you guys probably want to check it out as well too. So other than that, guys, if this is your first time to the channel, guys, make sure you like and subscribe. I got a lot more content I have coming for you guys. I definitely want to, especially with the new wheels, I'm going to get some new stickier tires. If you guys don't know, that's one of the reasons why I haven't got you guys some draggy times, is because the tires that I've been running on the SSRs, I think they're about like a 560 tread rating. And so I'm spinning in fourth gear. Like I can never get traction. So the new wheels will have a lot better traction. We'll go out, get some times. I hope to actually get you guys a dyno with the Franken F55 as well too. So guys, if you guys aren't subscribers, make sure you're subscribed because I want to get that content out for you. Other than that, you guys be safe. We'll catch you guys in the next video.